This is all about you. This is about opening communications and answering your questions. Community outreach has taken a special importance to us after the rise in terrorism around the world, but also the very terrible attacks that occurred in the United States. And that undeniably has led to certain scrutiny of your community. We recognize that you feel this increased scrutiny, but it has also led to misconceptions about that scrutiny. Nobody has a broad brush and paints the Pakistani community as terrorist bent or supportive or leaning toward. That's absolutely not the truth. FBI senior executive in charge of our Greater New York offices, but as you recognize, we have another FBI senior executive up here, Pete Ruiz, who is charged with building our community relations program. So I would expect you'll see quite a bit of him. We also have Mark Rossini, Special Agent Mark Rossini in the back there. If you take a bow, Mark, you'll see quite a bit of him too.
At the outset, let me add my voice to those who have thanked the officials for taking time out to come to us and meet the community. I have a very simple question to ask. With a name like Abdul, after being here for 40 years already, how many more years I have to wait before I can earn your trust and to be able to speak the truth like any other American does, writing a letter to the editor, writing an op-ed kind of an article. Quite frankly, the atmosphere since September 11 is so fearful and frightening that out of caution we have stopped participating in the democracy that we have so beautifully and sincerely joined. I think I will be probably speaking for all of us here when I tell you that we as Muslim Americans, especially those of us that came from South Asia, have proved by our record to be the best citizens that we have had. And your record will prove that. But time and again, somehow or the other, we are the main suspect. Why? What should we do differently really to earn your trust and participate in this society like any other free-thinking person does?
So let's move on to another one, and then you can conclude. At the end, you can conclude all this in your final remarks.
I'm going to take a little bit and add just a few things on it because it's my agency that is the customer, if you will, and et cetera. And so we really are very focused on this problem because we hear it all the time. Mr. Ruiz is right. We have worked with the FBI. CIS has worked with them. We have provided them over $15 million to help them staff more appropriately so we can get the name checks done quicker. My understanding is, and I'm sorry, but I know you said that was a year ago, but it really wasn't. We just gave the FBI that $15 million in this fiscal year, starting in October. So it takes a little while to spend $15 million, but it takes a little while to hire that many people too. So we are very hopeful that we are going to see some major improvements. But there are two other things that I want to say. First of all, we've been working, CIS works very closely with the FBI at our headquarters level, and we are partners in this, and we are working to try, as you can see. I mean, how many government agencies do you know that gives another government agency $15 million? Not too many. The reason is because we are partners in this thing that we have to see if we can't do a little bit better. Very recently, the end of last month, we got a new policy. So for people who are waiting for green card applications and whose FBI name check is now 6 months old, we are now processing those cases whether or not the FBI gives us their final answer. Okay? We are finishing it. Thank you. It's a big plus. We think so too. I will tell you that a lot of this comes out of meetings like this in the community where we hear what's on your mind and we relay that back to our headquarters and regional offices. So we thank you for telling us how important this is to you.
We'll increase our capability by quite a bit here by the end of this month. Also, is we're looking at ways to improve our systems. We're looking to automate more of it. We're looking to bring all these manual records into one location in Virginia, not West Virginia, in Virginia, in order so that all these manual records can be uploaded in order to improve the system. I believe that our speed in which these checks get handled in the future will definitely improve. So hopefully,
Realization of those things, asking those questions, how many times you go to the mosque and pray while you are just traveling from one state to the other state, or if you look like that, you have a beard or wearing the headdress, that these things we think that those are the problems of our problem. I will extend my full cooperation with all the agencies if my organization APNA can do to help you out with anything in future. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Dr. Alam. Now I would request Mr. Masood Haider to give his remarks on the Pakistani.
And those things, if they are communicated through the media, that will help the community itself. So there are multifaceted problems, and I'm sure if we get together, there's nothing that we can't solve. And that's what I have to say for now. And thank you very much.
It's the highest circulating newspaper. It distributes 16 states and Canada. And I really appreciate you guys are here because a couple of a year and a half, Pakistani News with the help of Sir Muzaffar and Shafiq, we are the one who organized town hall meeting with you guys. Mostly those people are not here. We all new faces. I asked you the same question which Tim Hardlaker and Martin Ficky, and I'm going to ask you the same question now. It's question and the plus suggestion. Any reason like immigration or any other reason, when, especially I'm asking you a question to Mr. Senator, that anybody you arrested from their home, either immigration or any other reason, the parents or the family are suffer bad to locate that person when you arrested. And even their lawyer, if they hired a lawyer with a very high fee, the lawyer even cannot locate the person where you are detained. Can you make easier whenever you arrest the person, give us some card or some information that if you hire a lawyer, here I am, and contact this. Because the people, they call us, because we are the people who are well known in the community, and we don't have any answer. Thank you.
Actually, your question is not unique to the Pakistanis. I recently met with the Latin community recently. If we're arresting somebody criminally, pursuant to a criminal investigation, they're going to be turned over to the custody of the U.S. Marshals Service. And during the processing of that individual, they're going to be entitled to make a phone call. And we'll allow someone to make a phone call from our office as well. What frequently happens, I believe, is that the family of some of these individuals may be illegally here as well, and they may be concerned to make a call and reach out for law enforcement.
How about immigration?
And if it's an administrative arrest, ultimately, if we process them, we'll turn them over to deportation and removal. There are a bank of phones that are located in a detention facility, and they're allowed to make a free phone call as well. And during our processing, I can tell you in my office, we allow everyone that we arrest to make a free phone call. So, where they go once they're turned over to deportation and removal, if they're transported out of state to another facility, deportation has recently assigned new phone lines to their office, and I don't have the number, but I'm sure you can contact one of the deportation's number in Manhattan to try to identify where that individual is brought to.